Hey y'all, today we're diving into day 4 of the Nichole Rice trial, and let me tell you, this was one heck of a day in court. We had multiple witnesses take the stand, and some of them came in with bombshell statements. We're talking alleged confessions, suspicious behavior, and one witness who was apparently more worried about a missing pink iPod than her dead roommate. Yep, you heard that right. So grab your snack, settle in, and let's break it all down. Okay, so the first witness of the day, State's Witness 15, April Aliyah, high school friend of both Anita and Nichole. So she knew these two pretty well. She was at work when she found out Anita was murdered. And, like any normal person, she was shocked and devastated. But here's where things get weird. After Anita's death, April and some mutual friends got together, and guess who was there? Nichole Rice. And guess what Nichole was most concerned about? Not Anita, not her murdered roommate, but a missing pink iPod. I mean, what? Your roommate was brutally murdered, and the first thing on your mind is your iPod? That's not just suspicious, that's straight up bizarre. April also mentioned that Nichole and Anita's friendship was rocky. Nichole would get mad over small things. Now that by itself isn't enough to say Nichole did anything, but it does paint a picture of their relationship being tense. And y'all know, in cases like this, small details matter. Okay, moving on to the next witness, State Witness 16, Michelle Moore. Michelle was also friends with Anita and Nichole, and her testimony added another layer to the story. She recalled that Nichole seemed worried that if the police didn't find a suspect, they might come after her. If your roommate was murdered and you're innocent, is that your first concern? You might be scared that the killer is still out there, sure, but jumping straight to, what if they think it's me, is interesting. The defense, of course, tried to poke holes in Michelle's statements, questioning any inconsistencies. And, y'all, that's just what defense attorneys do. But Michelle stood by the fact that Nichole was worried about being a suspect early on. Next witness, number 17 by the state, William May. Buckle up, because this one is wild. William met Nichole years after Anita's death at a party. Now, parties are supposed to be fun, right? Not a place to drop murder confessions. But according to William, that's exactly what happened. He claimed Nichole straight up told him she killed Anita. No hesitation, no weird phrasing, just blunt confession. And get this, he was so freaked out that he went to the police immediately. Now, this is where the defense tries to punch back. They argue that William was drinking at the time, so maybe he misheard or misinterpreted what Nichole said. They also point out that despite his so-called confession, William later dated Nichole again in 2017. Sir? You thought she murdered someone, but still decided to date her again? Make that make sense. Moving on to the next witness, the last witness of the day, State Witness number 18, Christina Haller, formerly Christina Imhoff. And if one confession isn't enough, here comes another. Christina met Nichole at a party in 2008 and said Nichole was visibly upset and crying. Apparently, Nichole told her she was being bullied about the anniversary of her roommate's murder. Okay, fair enough. But then, Christina gave Nichole a ride home, and in Nichole's apartment, she allegedly confessed. Here's what Christina says Nichole told her. I did it to her, as in Anita. They had an argument over an alarm clock. Nichole stabbed Anita, who was wearing a white robe. Now, y'all, if this is true, that is a very specific memory. But here's the problem. The police have no records of Christina reporting this in 2008. She claims she told her roommates at the time and later confirmed everything to Detective Carmen Asham in 2022. But that long gap is exactly what the defense pounced on. They grilled her on why she didn't come forward earlier, why she continued hanging out with Nichole for 3 months after this alleged confession. And honestly, those are valid questions. So what did we actually learn from today's testimony? April Aaliyah said Nichole's behavior was odd, and she seemed more worried about an iPod than Anita's death. Michelle Moore remembered Nichole being concerned that she'd be a suspect. William May claims Nichole confessed at a party and he went to police immediately. Christina Holler also claims Nichole confessed, giving specific details, but waited years to confirm it with police. So before the weekend wrapped up, the judge dismissed the jury and court resumed the next Monday at 8:30 a.m. with 4 more witnesses and testimony from Sergeant Asham. And y'all know that I will be doing that next video, so stay tuned for that. Now, on to my final thoughts. All right, so let's talk about these witnesses' testimonies because they gave us a lot to think about. First, April Aaliyah. The missing pink iPod story, that's the kind of detail that sticks with a jury. It's weird, it's unsettling, and when you put it in the context of a murder investigation, it makes Nichole's reaction look suspicious. Now, does it prove guilt? No. But does it make you side-eye her? Absolutely. Then we have Michelle Moore, who remembered Nichole being worried about being a suspect. That's one of those things where it could go either way. Is it a guilty conscience showing itself, or just someone with social anxiety panicking about being blamed for something she didn't do? The jury's going to have to decide how they feel about that. Now, William May's testimony was huge. If what he's saying is true, that Nichole just casually confessed to murder at a party, that's not normal. But his credibility gets shaken by the fact that he dated her again later. If he truly believed she killed Anita, why would he go back? That's the kind of thing that could make a jury hesitate. And finally, Christina Holler. She had specific details about the argument over an alarm clock, a white robe, and the actual stabbing. If she made that up, that's an oddly precise fabrication. But waiting years to go to the police, that's exactly what the defense needed to cast doubt on her story. At the end of the day, these 4 witnesses added context, motive, and potential confessions, but none of them were flawless. The defense is doing what they need to do, highlighting gaps, delays, and inconsistencies. But even with those issues, this is a lot of damaging testimony against Nichole. So now the question is it enough? What do y'all think? Do these statements hold weight? Or do the gaps in their stories create too much reasonable doubt? Let me know in the comments. I want to know what you think. Remember, hit the like button, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Stay safe, stay curious, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, y'all.